And a good morning to you all. It's a Monday. Hope you had a real nice weekend. Of course, the St. Patrick's Day parade was on Saturday. And we got to give a hats off to the road crews because after getting a little over 6 inches of snow at the airport in Erie on Friday, was a heavier, wet snow. It was hard to get all that snow off. But they did a great job, from what I hear. The roadways were good. State Street was in good shape for those people who were uh, doing their thing there, and it was nice to see we had a good contingent of our own people there. Brianna was there, Tom Atkins, Sean Lafferty, Jade covering it, and many of the other personalities. Yours truly here had to work, but there'll be other parades that I'll be in as the year goes on. Many of them going on into some of the warmer months, no doubt about that. And otherwise, weekend was good. You know, uh, we had the funeral for my cousin on Friday. I wasn't able to make it because, unfortunately, it was during the noon show. But I did manage. My wife and I did manage to get there toward the tail end of the luncheon. And it's good to see family. We don't get together enough as family, and I'm sure I'm probably speaking to the choir for many of you. Especially with first cousins that aren't that far away. They're a lot of them are in Pittsburgh. Now, my one cousin's in Vegas, but he manages to come up once in a while. But it's so fun to see them. Some of you have seen my Facebook, personal Facebook page there, seeing all the first cousins. My Uncle Ron and my Aunt Annie. You hear Uncle Ron especially whenever the Italian Fest comes. He's kind of the media face of it, though so many people, really work to make the success of St. Paul's Italian Festival. And you look at all the ethnic festivals. We are so blessed in Erie to have some great festivals. The Greek Fest, the German Fest, the Italian Fest. The Polish. I mean, there's just so many. The Russian Orthodox. I mean, so many, and others that really pull it in. People in this area do so well with their festivals, and so glad to see that. But it was good to see family. It always was. We don't do it enough, but when we do, it's always fun. So the weekend was pretty good. The weather pretty tranquil yesterday. We're looking live here in Erie, where there's still some snow on the ground here. But the rooftops, not much. We haven't had a lot here in the Erie area. Most of the snowfall has been on the inland side here. And if you look, you see from here's Conneaut Lake right here. A couple of bands went through just north of Meadville. It seems to have missed Meadville itself, though Ed, our weather watcher in Westmead, did report some moderate snow earlier. But anywhere that you see these blues, Wattsburg right now, just east of Edinburgh, west of Union City, also through the Warren area. Let me see, do we have Warren? Warren, unfortunately, the camera is still out. But let me try it anyway. Um, Sometimes, unfortunately, technology isn't the best here. Oh, now that looks live, even though it tells me it's offline. But it looks like there's been enough rain snow mix here in Warren, so this is live. Usually, if it's an old picture, it's a still picture or frozen picture. But this one looks good. Quick fill weather cam. Roadways are wet. So Warren, not as bad as perhaps the radar was showing. That's why we love to show the pictures here, and we love to show the live shots because look at the radar. I'm like, oh, you're getting some pretty good snow here. And when you look at the radar and put it into gear, there's Warren. Right now through downtown, there are some. Looks like got some pretty good little hits here. But in fact, sometimes with these blues, they're not heavy snow. It might be just raindrops. Now, raindrops reflect radar better, so they pick up better. And so some of this precipitation may actually be more of a rain snow mix. But reports from our weather watchers, at least in Crawford County, a lot of that was snow. and fairly heavy at times. So we have, we have a couple of low pressure systems here. The main one in the central Great Lakes, the second one kind of formed here and is sliding north of Buffalo. Both of them causing some precipitation here. These small kind of nebulous systems are always, it's one thing when you get this big storm system where you're going to get snow. It's these littler systems that throw curveballs. But so far, the weather generally behaving, and but we're going to keep that threat of snow bands through or snow showers with a bit of a mix through the day. Okay, there we go. Okay. So putting in motion, you can see here, Futurecast, you get these bands here and there. Placement, I wouldn't put too much credence in the placement of particular bands at any one time. Everyone will get hit with some snow. Looks like it kind of diminishes a bit during the afternoon and into early evening for a bit. And, we could get up to an inch, perhaps, on the ground. And now, the reason the roads are slippery right now is that temperatures are close to freezing, even below freezing. But at this time of year, and sometimes I believe we talk about it, the sun's angle, even though we have overcast conditions, the UV rays can still make it through the clouds. And it helps keep the roadways wet when you have marginal snowfall here that's on the light side. Now, if it's moderate or heavy, it can overcome that, and you're still, think of last Friday here in Erie, where untreated roads were pretty slippery, even though the temperatures were marginal. We had the stronger March sun. I mean, spring begins in a week. Spring begins at this time next week. But this time, again, maybe an inch primarily in the grassy areas, get a little lull in the action. Then tomorrow morning, notice the northwest flow and see these bright blues here from just north of Meadville through Jamestown. So unlike this lake effect event late tonight into tomorrow, will be more traditional snow belts and not as much in Erie. It ebbs and flows during the day, but in the evening, tomorrow evening, it still picks up here, even through midnight, before finally tapering off. And how much snow do we expect? Altogether, by the end of the day tomorrow, about 1 to 3 here in Erie, typical for northwest flow. 4 to 8 with locally higher amounts here, where you see this dark blue, even into northern Crawford County. Meadville is the tougher call here. I'm going 3 to 5, and I feel pretty good about that for total snow. Some of the bands that come out of Ohio, if they move in, that could be a little bit higher, more into the 4 to 8 range, or the bands could stay totally toward the west, in which case Meadville might be a little less. But I kind of like the 3 to 5, Warren about 2 to 4, in some places close to a foot in Chautauqua County. So as we check out the 7-day, we'll check that out and pop that up while we say hello to Todd Crow. Good to see you this morning. Rose, hello out there in Meadville. Roads were slippery, yeah. Some of those snow bands didn't make it through, though. Downtown Meadville, the weather cam didn't look too bad. At this time of day, until the sun can come up, the roadways can be slippery there, and other areas where you have, the snow falling. Laura, good to see you out there in West Springfield. And Lori Santos, hello to you. Coating of snow at Edinboro, 29. Nancy Turner, good morning. Hey, Shelly, good to see you, 29. Yeah, it's a little dark. Remember, you set the clocks ahead, so sunrise is going to be a little bit, the early morning commute is going to be a little darker for the time being. But, of course, it's nice going to bed and actually seeing still a bit of sunshine out there, or a bit of light. David, hello. Bob and Sue, good to see you as well out there in Jacksonville. Colleen, hello. Jen, out the Mercer's Corridor, 31. Glad you enjoyed the post, Lori. Thank you. Starting to snow by Zip Park. Thank you, April. That's okay, Jen. I just love auto stuff. Danielle got a dust knot in Mercer and 30 degrees. Blaine, good to see you. Hey, Joanne, good to see you out there. Wet and Warren, snowing pretty good. So that's what we saw on our Warren camera there. And hello to you, Heather Neenan. Good morning to you. And Wendy, snowing in Sagertown. Hey, Phyllis, Edinboro girl. Wrong time on the Futurecast. do we mean on that? Oh, you know what? Okay. Okay, not sure what I mean, it looks pretty good. I'm not quite sure what you meant by that, but that's okay. Confusion is my middle name sometimes. So, and hey, happy Monday, Bill. Um, okay, thanks, Bob. I was wondering what you meant. Thank you. And Jim, good to see you. Just a coconut there in Shickleyville. Good to see you. And again, good to see you all for today. Enjoy your Monday. Just watch the roads out there, particularly over the next couple of hours. Some of them could be slick until we can get the sun a little higher in the sky. We get ready for some lake effect before things calm down later on in the week. Gotta fly, everyone. Have yourselves a great day. Talk to you tomorrow.